Welcome, aspiring data scientists, analysts, and tech enthusiasts, as well as aspiring programmers, to Miramar Consulting. I want to welcome you to an exciting journey into the world of Python. This is actually our second published video on our channel, and I want you to subscribe to this channel to stay tuned. For the name, I am Williams, and I happen to be the lead instructor here in Miramar Consulting and also the lead visioneer. Now, let's dive into the process of installing Python. And of course, you know, it's the latest Python version on your Windows. The goal is simple: to equip you with the essential knowledge to unleash the full potential of this versatile programming language. And I want us to embark on this journey together. So first and foremost, what you need to do is to prepare for installation. As usual, I make it clear to my students that your Windows system must meet the requirements of any application you want to install on your system. Same way it goes with Python. For Python, you're expected to check the Python documentation for specific details. Now, how do you go about this? You have to go directly to your web browser, then come over and visit the official Python website at www.python.org. Click on your enter and allow it to search. Yes, now you're welcome to the official Python website. And it's also good to mention that it's in this very website you will be having access to downloading your Python. But before we go ahead downloading it, I talked about preparing for installation. So you must check this Python documentation for specific details. For instance, to determine if your system is running a 32-bit or 64-bit version of Windows. To do that, you have to come over to the documentation section here, and then click on it. When you click on it, you notice automatically a new window pops up here telling you Python docs, see also documentation releases by version. So a quick one on that, you have to click on that option and then search for the version based on the documented information you want to access. You can see 3.11.4 here, which is the latest, released 6th June 2023. So if I happen to go in, I could explore, and you know, the task of an explorer, you get to see lots and lots of wonderful options. Wow. So visit and make sure you get clarified on that. Let's go back to the official website. Okay, so we are back here. So how do you download your Python? Once you've visited the website at www.python.org, navigate to this download section. Once you have navigated, scroll down and select the Windows installer. The Windows installer. Now, after you have selected the Windows installer, scroll down. Now, the reason why you have to scroll down is because it's important for you to select the Windows installer corresponding to your system architecture. If your system is a 32-bit, like I said, you go with download Windows installer 32-bit. If your system is 64-bit, you say download Windows installer 64-bit. Now, it's also important to draw your attention to a message here that says, note that Python 3.11.4 cannot be used on Windows 7 or any of those windows earlier. Take note of that. So I have showed you how to get it sorted out for 32-bit and also for 64-bit. So if I happen to say, let me download my Windows installer for 64-bit, I am going to click on this very option here. Now, I would have just gone directly to say under downloads, why don't I click on this? But it's important I emphasize on you taking note of these options that are here, as they are important towards ensuring that you get the proper installation. So what we are going to do now is to download it. So I'm going to click on this option here, or I come over here and click on this Python, this very one we have here. But since I have my Windows installer already opened, I will come down and click on Windows Installer 64-bit. So once I click on it, automatically it is now downloading. You can see it here, showing me Python downloaded. So how do I access it? It's either I come over here to my download icon here, or I go to my taskbar. So many of you don't know the taskbar here in your computer. I've had series of sessions where some clients, so it's also important you take note of it. So you have to come here, open your computer system, go to your downloads folder, then you'll be able to access it. You can see it here. So whichever you want to use, either accessing it from the icon from your browser or from your folder on the system on the taskbar, depending on whichever is important, you can do that. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to go through this and click on that file. So let me go back to my system. Oh, wow. So here we are. Right now, it's downloaded. So what's the next step? The next step is to run what we call the Python installer. The Python installer. To do that, I had to go and locate the downloaded installer, and I double-clicked on it for me to have it appear this very way. So in this installer window, this is what we call an installer window. So in this installer window, you have to check this box that says add Python to paths. Add Python application to paths. Now we tell you why you must do this. It's recommended you do it. Now the reason is because you are to do this enablement so as to ensure that Python is easily accessible from what we call the command prompt. For those of you who have enrolled for our trainings, for instance, our SQL training, you know very well that you can't successfully install your SQL without also ensuring that you run it also through the command prompt. So it's recommended in order to ensure Python is easily accessible from the command prompt. So I'm going to come here and I will tick on that. Now, after ticking on it, I will decide to go and click on this option that says install now. That will give me access to proceed with installation. But there is a sub option below that says customize installation. It's important. It's important for you to do this customization. I will tell you why. The first reason is because of what we call location. You need to set up on which location do you want the file to be stored. Features. There are sub features that are also available, which you have to view. And that's more reason why this optional customized installation feature here is important for you to go ahead. But if you decide to leave it as a kind of a default, then it's a good one. But I would advise you click on this option that says customize installation. So let's do that. So I'm going to click on customize installation. You find out there are options like documentation. You want to install the Python documentation files I previously opened. Documentation, gives you kind of a reference materials. Well, we have the PIP, the ideally the Python text suites and all that. So they are all enabled. Click on next. Right here, you observe we also have other advanced options. Now on this advanced options screen, you can choose the installation location that I talked about. But you must know that it is recommended to keep the default settings unless you have a specific reason to change them. For this very option that says install Python 3.11 for all users, yes, you must enable this. So the moment you did that, you observe what? There is a kind of a change. When I clicked on it, the pre-compiled standard library, which was not selected before now, is now what? Selected. Okay, so this is important for you to take note of. So I'm going to tick on it, and also some sub written statements also changed. So this is for the location I made mention of. That's this advanced option screen gives you the ability to be able to choose the installation location. If I want to change the location, I'll click on browse, and my system here, I can decide to store it on my desktop and so on. But if you take note, it's on C drive program files. So take note of that. So once you're done with this, click the install button to begin the installation process. It brings the user account control window. So I'm going to say yes. Okay. So you can see right here on my screen that the setup is in progress. So we are going to exercise a little patience while the installation goes on. So let's wait for this to be completed before we then verify the installation, because the issue of verifying is important. Time to time, data scientists, analysts, tech enthusiasts, and programmers often install applications and they don't actually go to verify. At the end of the day, when they check, maybe when they are in need of those applications, might be as a beginner, you might be getting started in this career path. You don't need to rush things. It's important you take things step by step. Nothing might be bad with your system. Might be because you have not yet done what we call verification. You have to verify the installation. So I'm going to show you how to do that once the installation is complete. That's why you don't need to miss out from any of our programs. You have to stay tuned. So if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe. There are a lot of wonderful contents on our channel. We have our different series, like the Cracking the Code series, which looks into the aspect of how you could scale through your data science, data analysis interviews. More series is loading up on that very line, as well as other of our training content materials for those in the accounting field, as well as finance field, in the aspect of fintech tools and also accounting software programs. So all these are provided here in our Miramore channel. Okay, so our setup is in progress and will soon be completed. So like I said, to enhance your Python coding experience, to enhance your data science dream and your inspiration, you can get started with us here at Miramore Consulting. Okay, so it's precompiling the standard library. Yes, and that's it. Setup was successful. You can see the word it used was successful. So right now it's successful, but that does not mean you should start jubilating and celebrating. No. Okay. What you're expected to do at this point is to do what we call verification. You have to go and verify the installation. So once your installation is complete, always go and verify by opening what is known as command prompts. Command prompts. Now, if you don't want to use the command prompt, you can use PowerShell. I will show you how you do this now. So I'm going to quickly close this window and I'll move to my search bar here and I'm going to type in command prompts. Now, command prompts have an acronym also, which is called, you can see command prompts, okay, over here. You don't use command prompt, you can type in CMD. It's still same thing for what? Command prompts. Then I made mention of the PowerShell. You can also see the PowerShell. So whichever you want to use, is it the Windows PowerShell or the command prompts, they will serve same purpose. So I'm going to use my command prompts just to verify that, and then I'll click on open. Okay, so this is it. This is where we are. So once you get to this point, what I'm going to do is this. Okay, I'm going to verify this to confirm that my Python has been installed. So how you will know this is you being able to see a kind of a version number displayed. So let me enter an information here. So I'm just going to say Python. I'm going to type in Python and I'll give a space and then enter these two dash and then type in version and hit my enter key. Now, once I do it, yes, we have the version number displayed telling us this Python 3.11.4. Verification completed. You can see that the current version comes up. So what we are going to do right here is this. I will say don't stop at this point. Continue. So what you're going to do is that I will come and type in py, then I will click and hit my enter. Now, once I hit my enter, it's brought out, you can see what it brought out, saying license for more information, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so right here, I'm going to write more like trying to enhance my coding experience. So let me just enter a kind of a little code to print. Let me use the name of my company, Miramar Consulting. So I'll say print. What do I want it to print? Miramar Consulting. Bracket close. So I'm going to click on my enter, and you can see, wow, it printed it for me, Miramar Consulting. So right here, I'm done with my verification. So what I'm going to do now that Miramar Consulting have been printed successfully and verification completed, there is one more verification I'm going to do. So I will move down over here to my start bar. You can close this window. You can close it. So I can close the window and then come over here to my search bar below while I enter in IDLE. That brings up my Python, and you can see that yes, my Python is now successfully installed. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how to go about ensuring that you are able to install this application. So that's it. You have successfully installed Python 3.11, 64 bits on your Windows system. You're so expected to set up your development environment. Then you're ready to explore the vast possibility of ensuring that you get acquainted with it. So thank you for joining me on this session. I hope you found this insightful and empowering. Please be sure to like, be sure to share, and also to subscribe to stay updated with our upcoming videos as we delve deeper into the fascinating world of data science. Until next time, happy coding, and may your Python endeavors be filled with endless creativity and success. Bye.